Bet you weren't expecting this now, were ya? Hello everybody at YouTube of the Nerd Nation. Or should I say, hey guys, my name is Blake, also known as the Nerd, and welcome back to another episode of Hatsune Miku Project DIVA X. Last time we basically completed the game. We completed the ultimate medley, which I still kind of have chills about over afterwards. I'm doing this post-narrated because I accidentally deleted or I didn't save the audio recorded file, but in this episode, we're just going to take a look at all of the content that is available outside of the main game, which is basically in the sub mode. First off is the options menu. Now here in the options mode, there isn't a whole lot. There's only 4 different types of records. There's the overall records, which pretty much sums up everything you've done about it from modules, that the characters you used. And then there's, if I'm thinking a little faster, constant requests, which basically takes your progress of all the requests. Free play basically shows you all the free play games you completed, and then titles. This is like your achievements in most video games. It is pretty cool that they allow you to do that, but they don't offer really anything too special other than, I guess, showing it off to your friends. Then there is the options menu. I'm loathing the fact that I'm just taking my sweet time in the records here. But in the options mode, this is where a whole bunch of things happen. You can view the credits, you can view all the downloadable content, you can save at any time. As you can see, that's all the downloadable content I have on here. You can cross-save, which I believe you can save between the PS4 version and the PS Vita version. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 50% sure that's what it is. That percentage may or may not go lower at any time soon. Or you can also return to the title screen, which you could easily just press the PS button and close the program that way. I don't know why. But you can also adjust your options with the game. You can adjust your options with the sound. You can calibrate in case there's different televisions in different settings. And for a while, I had my television set on not game mode, or just like standard mode. And then there was game mode, which is perfect for like control responses. So for a while, I messed up there. But you can always just test out your inputs to see when it's done. You can choose whether the vocals sing when you miss a note or not. I personally like to keep it on just so I can enjoy the full song. What I like so much about the Divas series is that it's so customizable. You can make it, well, personally, how you feel you want to play it. I notice a lot of people that use the standard button things, and there's options for you to change that if you feel like not using those buttons. Anyways, on to our next thing, which is the free play mode. Basically, if you played Project DIVA F, Project DIVA F Second, or the arcade games, which I know just came out recently, so a lot of you will be playing that. This is pretty much that mode, except this is optional. The difference between this mode and the Cloud Request mode in DIVA X is you will not obtain any new accessories or any new modules in this mode. You can customize it to where she changes her clothes and whatnot, but you will not be able to obtain any of those. You have to do it specifically in the Cloud Request in order to do so. Another difference is it's based on a high score thing rather than how many points you can get to restore the Cloud to get another crystal. For example, you're going for your high scores rather than getting the amount of crystals. And that also determines whether you fail the song or not. If you fail a song, you just fail it, period. You don't get any points. Whereas if you failed in the Cloud Request, you do actually earn the points that you get, I think. But here is the customization screen. You can just start where you are. You can also customize to however you want to play the game. It is completely optional. You do not have to customize. Of course, customizing is the best experience. Here, when you start the song, you have the option to include rhythm game items. This, of course, adds a bit of challenge to your gameplay. You can have stealthy targets, you can make them disappear for a bit, you can make sure that you only get cools and no goods or anything like that to make it decrease. Now, I'm going to be playing the song without any of those, well, obviously, but you're going to be seeing some minor differences between the free play mode here in Project DIVA X and basically the normal modes that you would normally see in like DIVA FF Second. So as soon as I'm done, so like explaining all this, past me explaining all this and showing you guys, we will actually be playing this song. I will kind of narrate what the differences are between those as I mentioned before. So when I'm done, I'll meet you guys over, Pulse Narration Me, we'll meet you over in the song. You know, I never thought I'd see a day I'd be talking over a song, because normally I'm just shutting up about the songs. You all know that trendy saying throughout the playthrough, shut up and listen to the song. But because this is post-narrated, I don't have to worry about shutting up. As you can see, when you start, you don't automatically start with a full bar. I'm pretty sure most rhythm games do that anyways, where you don't start with a full bar. But rather, you're building your way up towards a full bar. If you miss a note or get a save or whatever, that will decrease. If you hit notes perfectly, whether it's a good or a cool, well, technically not perfectly, but if you get a cool or good, you actually increase the bar. The bar's a little different compared to the past Diva games. In the past Diva games, including Project DIVA X, it was just a bar. Whereas this one, it's basically an orb. That up indicates that the bar, I think, is fully up. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there was also a major difference between this one and regular, or the past Project Diva, including arcade, you guys might have noticed. In past Project Diva games, there was actually a safety mode. Basically, the safety mode would trigger at the very start of the song and would last for about 10 seconds. Maybe even more, I think it's between 10 to 20. And I know it's in between that range. And that basically meant if you miss, you still have a chance to play the game. But after that 10 seconds, you need to try your best to make sure you don't go to the bottom, otherwise, you guessed it, game over. You cannot proceed with the rest of the song. It is basically, that is it. Game over, you fail, no points earned, none of that. You know, off the subject of the game itself, like the gameplay, I think I kind of know, at least my own personal interpretation, of what the lyrics in Satisfaction means. After looking at the internet and like listening to the song multiple times, I think the meaning of this is like, let it all go. Release your mind and you'll enjoy that satisfaction. Title included, not intended, but I guess that works. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And it's one thing I actually like about Miku songs is that it's not a person, like, it's not personal experience. It's basically based on the, I guess, the arter, like the mixer's perspective of things, and Miku's just there just to kind of interpret it, you know, kind of sing it out. And that's really cool. I like that kind of thing. Now, you also might be noticing I'm hitting every single note. That has never happened before in Project DIVA X, because holy freak, how many times have I missed so many songs? But we've seen the animations for when we get bad, when we've seen good, or when we do good on a song, when we do bad on a song. But how many of you have ever seen, well, personally on this channel, what happens when you get perfect on a song? Well, we're about to find out right now. As proud as I am for finally getting a perfect here in Project DIVA X, like, the only other song I got perfect on was Levin Polka, the tutorial song. It's kind of a slap in the face now that I actually got a perfect out of all the difficulties a normal song. And yet, here I am doing minute 3:9, and I could almost get perfect on some and barely get even close to getting good in some. It's honestly quite ridiculous, but I can't complain. I finally have a perfect. You guys saw the animation. It is probably the cutest animation. I also noticed that she doesn't move, or she actually might move. But perfect is basically 100%. Never missing a single note. That is how you get 100%, and that is how you get perfect. Pretty much stuff you already knew, and if you played rhythm games, you are like, well, thanks for telling me that. I've already recognized that from like so many years of playing rhythm games. But it is cute as well. It's the little confetti. It's actually kind of cute as well. I forgot to mention that detail. But that is perfect. We've seen all the animations now for bad, good, and perfect. However, we do need to go over one more thing here in the mode. Here in customization, there's not really much you can do. It's basically the same as Cloud Request. You can change up the modules, you can change up the outfits. However, this is the only place you can use your DLC characters, which is Neru, Haku, and Sakine Meiko. Not to be confused with the other Meiko, the one we're used to. And of course, Miku Dayo. Those are the only times you use it other than in the concert editor. I don't think they're usable in the photo booth option. Kind of forgot the name of it. Holy crap. I recorded this how long ago? And I don't exactly remember. Good job. Photo Studio. But one last thing we can do is actually not in the game itself. It is an add-on. This is actually a PlayStation home menu theme you're seeing right now. This is available right now for $3.99 on the PlayStation store. Basically, it replaces almost everything about your home menu, similar to something on the 3DS, but it looks a lot better than most home things on the 3DS I've seen. Basically, on the home menu, a random Vocaloid will show up. Now, there's also a bunch of different things going on in the background. Like, you can see like the little bars that race up and down to indicate music, and the theme is also the Cloud Request song theme. Well, whatever you're customizing, that is the theme you hear throughout the whole menu theme. And I think it's really cool. Additionally, some of the themes changes for the television, and it's now Rin, Len, and Kaito. For the website, it features Luca, and of course it features the colors that represent those characters, except for Kaito, poor him, gets yellow. Len, when you go to Live from PlayStation, takes that one. The Capture Gallery belongs to Rin, quote unquote belongs. And then Meiko gets the library, because how else is she gonna store those jigglies? Still can't get over that. Oh yes, when I'm recording this, Future Tone came out. It's been out for a while now, but when I recorded this, it's been out for a while. Not only does the menu theme here change when you go approach the main menu, but some of the other things on top when you hit the up button also change as well. The only things that don't change is when you go to something like, let's say, the PlayStation Store. That doesn't really change. Well, I forgot to mention the other thing that changes is the sound effects. Basically taking those from Project DIVA X too. It is a great promotion for Project DIVA X. And I personally think it's fantastic to buy. It's the only Miku theme as of now if you want to purchase that. So I recommend it. It's pretty cheap, $4. I know there's cheaper ones for like under $1, but still that's a pretty good one. Yes, that's my full name. Don't laugh at me. But it is pretty cool that even the icons on top even change. And as I mentioned before, the only things that don't change is if you go to like settings or the PS Store. That doesn't really change it up. I really wish it would, but then again, it kind of does make sense as to why. I find features like this a really cool idea. And this kind of, again, I mentioned it before and I'll mention it again, it blows the themes of the 3DS away. And I like the themes for the Nintendo 3DS, like the new 3DS and all that. They're good. But that was grand. Anyways, that is it for this episode of Hatsune Miku Project DIVA X. I do have another bonus episode planned where we'll basically take a look at the alternative answers we could have given the Vocaloids during our story. We've answered a couple times with the answers throughout the playthrough. But I figured I might as well show off the other ones because it kind of only seems fair that we do that. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and this is it from Post Narration Me. I'll see you guys in the next bonus episode, or if you're not gonna stick around for that, whatever content you feel like enjoying and watching for that thing. But if you do decide to come back, thank you. But otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. This is Blake, the nerd, signing out of Post Narration. Until then, not until then, just take care. Hey there! Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw, then feel free to hit the like button and share with people you know. If you're interested in checking out my other work, then click on an annotation. If you really enjoy my content, you can subscribe and ring the bell. It's absolutely free, and it really helps out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care!